Welcome back to Hold the Phone YouTube. Here are our best bets for Thursday, August 14th. We have a hell of a rundown. We have a hell of a show. We gather here today for winners, MLB Parlay, a little Nerfy action, and an NFL future. Luke, what are the people in store for?
Massive day. We got an MLB parlay. We're coming off a winner, we think. We're 2 legs down. We got 1 to go. We need the Twinkies tonight. Joe Ryan,
What's
what
the
could
worst
go
that could
wrong?
happen?
We got a Nerfy. We got the Dallas Cowboys schedule. Can they win 8 games? They got a tough schedule. A lot of drama. Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott. Who knows? But we're going to break it down.
We appreciate each and every single one of you joining the best sports betting show on YouTube. Let's continue on down the line. Let's dive headfirst into an MLB parlay on the diamond. Luke, you want to talk loyalty? Here's 2 guys betting on MLB August 14th. It's August, and we are still here grinding, trying to find bricks that we don't even know where the house is at this point that we're trying to build. Luke, 3 legs for the rest of our life. Guide us by hand, by foot.
Here's what I'll say. The comments are getting
number
pretty
1.
negative. Comments are getting pretty negative towards us. I can't lie. People are not happy with the performance.
That's okay.
We had a man coming in
that only leads to a greater bounce back.
A man coming in today saying, I'm telling you guys, someone commented, says, they've only hit 4 of these in the last 2 months. I'm not sure if that math checks out, but I think we're about to get hot.
That sounds right, dude. But, you know, a cold summer only leads to a hot August, and that's a hot fall. And, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like you don't want to make the shots in practice when you're warming up. I feel like the real game is the football season, and we've already dipped our toes in the water there.
I like to make them in practice.
Yeah, but you don't want to blow your load too early, you know?
That's a good one.
Yeah, and now fall is when the real games begin, and that's when it matters most. That's when all eyes really become shit gets real. So got to dial in, buckle the seatbelt. Loop leg number 1 is the Cleveland Guardians on the money line.
Correct. Edward Cabrera facing Tanner Bibee. The Marlins had a little time where they looked like they were getting back into the playoff picture, but it turns out they were just playing the New York Yankees, and now they're back to normal. Give us the Guardians at home against Miami.
Look, we're going to continue to ride them because they're making that AL wild card push. They are right on the fringe. Them, the Yankees, the Rangers. Shit's getting sketchy. It's getting frisky. It's that time of year where, you know, it's time to empty the gas tank. You're at home. You're going against a bottom of the barrel NL East team as of right now. They had their moment, like you said. We're going to fade the Marlins. Give us the Guardians for leg number 1 on the money line. Loop leg number 2. It feels like every time we roll with this guy, supposedly the best pitcher on earth, he turns into me and you on the bump.
Yeah. Tariq Skubal on the mound. Tigers coming off a 1-0 win against the White Sox. Going to Minnesota to face the Twinks. Skubal against Bailey Ober. Give us Tigers.
Look, we're going to take the Tigers on the money line for leg number 2. We're out in Minnesota. Give us Tariq Skubal Doobie-Doo. That was a weak one. Leg number 3, Luke.
One more.
Minnesota. There you go.
There we go. Way to commit. You got to commit to it.
3.
All right, leg 3. They were on a big losing streak, got up the schneid. Pete Alonso became the Mets' all-time home run leader. Maybe it gives him a little mojo going forward. Kodai Senga on the mound. Mets boosting the Braves, leg 3.
Yeah. Going to continue to hopefully just get the train back on track for the Mets. Like you said, Pete Alonso, all-time home run leader for the Mets, mid-franchise. Give us for leg number 3, the Mets on the money line, wrapping up. Guardians, Tigers, Mets. Little 3 legs on Thursday.
Hopefully we're going for back-to-back going into 6-legger Friday. 3 legs on Wednesday, 3 legs on Thursday, 6 legs on Friday.
Imagine if these 2 gentlemen were to get hot. That would be a problem.
Do not let us get hot.
That would be a problem. All right. Let's continue on down the line to a simple 6 outs. One.
You only gave us 1. You're giving us 1. It better be a winner. What do we got?
Our 1 winner today is a very special Nerfy. It is coming in the 6 for a simple 6. Grab the passports. We're traveling to Toronto. Cubs, Blue Jays, Nerfy. The All-Star is on the bump for the Chicago Cubs, Mr. Boyd. And on the other side, I believe it should be Mr. Kevin Gausman.
I'm worried about the Jays, dude. They score a lot. They never lose. The Sox are chasing them in the AL East. Every night I check the score. Every night they're winning. It's usually like 4-0 in the second inning and the game's over. Can you show me a little something, Cubbies, here?
Yeah, please. We're waiting for first pitch for our Nerfy on Wednesday between Hunter Green and Christopher Sanchez. That's going to come home. And then we have our other Nerfy with Trevor Rogers and Logan Gilbert. Once both those hit, we're going to then roll in it tomorrow up in Toronto in the 6th. This game is at noon. It's going to be Boyd and Scherzer. Boyd and Scherzer.
You know I love a little wake and rake.
Yeah, little wake and rake. It's all we ask. The rest of the board, I'm not sure about. There's only 7 games. Give us this one, Nerfy, simple 6 outs. Scherzer, Boyd.
All right. From baseball to football, this is a tricky schedule. A lot of question marks around this Dallas Cowboys team. Is Micah Parsons even going to play? Is he going to be on another team? Is he going to be on the Cowboys? What do you think? Micah Parsons, Cowboys, week 1. Is he on the field or not?
Correct. Loop. Will the Dallas Cowboys win the NFC East this season? Will they win 8 games this season? Let's get to the bottom of it. We have 18 weeks, 17 games, Loop. Fuck. This is, there hasn't been a back-to-back winner in the NFC East division since 2004, which was the Philadelphia Eagles when they won 3 years in a row. Now, last year, the winner was the Philadelphia Eagles. Could it be the Commanders? Could it be the Cowboys? Now they welcome in George Pickens. They got a couple other frisky moves. They have no running backs, which is definitely interesting. Maybe someone will come out of the woodwork. Defense is there, but now Micah Parsons doesn't seem to be happy. This is like frisky business. America's team.
I started this segment off by saying, Micah Parsons, is he going to play week 1 or is he not? You said correct.
I said no.
You said correct.
Oh, yeah, I did say correct. Yes. Yeah. Yes, he's going to.
All right, hot start. Let's get it going. Week 1, Cowboys, opening night at Philadelphia against the Super Bowl champs. The Eagles get their little rings, and then we never have to hear about it again. Who you
got? Week 1 in Philly is a loss for the Dallas Cowboys. First game of the year. They're a 7.5-point dog. It's an in-division road game. There's going to be a lot of buzz in that stadium that night when the banner gets hung for the Super Bowl champs. They're going to defend their home field. It's a loss for the Dallas Cowboys.
I will say I like Dak Prescott this year as a fantasy quarterback. Before last year when he got hurt, the last 4 years, he was top 5. A couple of those, he was number 2. They don't play defense. They don't run the ball. I think Dak's a good grab in fantasy leagues.
He's going to be throwing a lot. He's going to be throwing the football a lot. He's going to be forced to.
Yep. All right, week number 2, home against the Giants.
Home against the Giants. They bounce back with a win.
1-1.
Welcoming New York back at home after, some extended period of rest time. This is an easy one.
Week number 3 at Chicago.
I think week 3, Benny Johnson's really getting the boys together. Look, Soldier Field's a tough place to play. I think for the sake of this team win total, it's a loss.
Yeah, I think I would err on the side of taking the home team in this game since it's in Chicago. Give us the Bears 1-2. Week 4, hosting the Packers at home.
We, for this game, have a loss at home against the Green Bay Packers. We've seen what Jordan Love has done before in the past down in Jerry's world. He won't be afraid to do it again. Kind of a rocky start for the Cowboys, 1-3, but it kind of seems like this would not shock anyone.
You know what's going to be tough is when they go 1-4 after they lose to the Jets in week 5.
Then the sky's really falling. We're 1-4.
We're 1-4. We just lost in Jet life. We got the Panthers. We're going to Carolina next with the season on the line in week 6.
Season on the line, week number 6. After losing to the Jets week 5, give us a win. Give us a win against Carolina.
Not a sure thing.
Not a sure thing. They probably split those 2 games regardless. So if you want to get mad at us that the Cowboys are 2-4 after 6 weeks, well, this isn't that great of a Cowboy team, I think.
All right, week 7. They come home to play the Commanders. They're 2-4.
Look, it's an in-division home game. This is a win. Jerry Jones is going to be happy. No paramedics needed. There will be no strokes or heart attacks. The Cowboys find a win week 7.
Yeah, I mean, we just went from 1-4 to 3-4, right back. Might be back in the playoff mix in Dallas.
Yep.
Then we go to Denver week 8.
No one wants to play in Mile High in the middle of the season. These guys have been battling, fighting tooth and nail. They're 3-4. This is a loss for the Dallas Cowboys.
Then week 9 against Arizona before the bye, we're going to give them a win. They're going to be 4-5 going into the bye, which seems fair. Maybe they beat the Jets.
4-5 seems fair.
Maybe they beat the Jets, but maybe they lose to the Panthers. Maybe they lose to the Commanders. Maybe they beat the Packers at home. They could beat the Bears, but some of these could be interchanged. It looks like 4-5 is the right number here.
I like that. And who knows? Maybe that indoor park for the Cardinals is a speed track. Those guys like playing inside. So do the Arizona Cardinals. So who knows? So 4-5 going into the bye feels like almost a lock.
All right. Week 11 at Vegas Raiders.
We had this out of the bye, a very brutal loss.
Yeah, we have Oakland on there. We got Oakland on there, but that should be Vegas. We're still thinking in the past, but that's okay.
Old school, dude. They're traveling to Oakland.
All right. Week 12.
If this game was at home, if this game was at home for the Cowboys in Dallas, it's a win. But I mean, this is a coin flip game. If you want to give them a win, give them a win. But after the bye, it should be any team coming off of a bye should have a win. But you're traveling on the road. It's a very sketchy game. Give us a loss week 11.
Week 12, home against the Eagles. We're going to give them a win, and we're going to give them a split with the Birds on the season.
Yep, and always it just seems fair to give them a win at home versus the Eagles. These two teams, no matter how good one is, how bad the other is, it does not matter. A season split with both those teams taking a win at home seems very fair. A fair assessment in the preseason.
So we had them at 4-6. But now we're going to have him getting to 6-6 with wins against the Eagles and wins against the Chiefs.
This would be the most Cowboy fashion season we've ever seen before. Now, week 13, the Dallas Cowboys beat the Kansas City Chiefs. We've seen them drop games against the New York Jets. The sky's falling. They then lose to Vegas out of a bye in Vegas. Hell, this team started 1-4. Now they're fighting tooth and nail. Are they going to make a playoff push? They're now 6-6. But week 14, they travel to Detroit, Loop. They travel to Detroit.
I don't see it. I don't see 3 in a row against the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Lions. Give us a loss.
That's a loss. Week 15. So right
now we're sitting on 6 wins. If you got the over, you got to go 2-4 in these last 4 games. This is a schedule that I do not feel confident about. I could see this going one of 12 ways.
Yep. Week 15 at home versus the Vikings is a win.
Yep.
I mean, the fact that over the last 4 weeks, we have the Vikings, Lions, Chiefs, and Eagles.
Yep.
And we have the Cowboys going 3-4. Yep. At this point of the season, this team, Cooper Rush could be back under center. Who the fuck knows what's going to be going on? Zeke Elliott could be back behind center once again. This seems like we're giving them the benefit of the doubt, just being America's team and having some sort of life. Considering how dead they were last year, the Cowboys maybe have to have some sort of life. They're at 7 wins.
Week 16. This is actually at home, and it's not against San Diego. It's against it's against the Los Angeles Chargers. I think our graphics guy had a couple pops before this. We're still living in the past. So week 16, they host the Chargers, and we're gonna give them a loss.
We're gonna give them a loss because they will most likely split between the Vikings and Chargers. Yeah, we're gonna give them a loss.
Yep, and then I also feel the same way kind of about the Eagles, like the Commanders. They're gonna split. That's 1-1. They're going to beat it at home. They're going to lose in Washington.
Week 17 in Washington, a season split in division against the Commanders. That's a loss. So now, Luke, this feels like this is going to be the Dallas Cowboys season.
Yep.
They're at 7 wins. They're going into week 18.
7-9 going into MetLife to play the Giants.
The season win total is 7.5 wins.
Yep.
This is why Vegas sets these lines the way they do. It is 7.5 season team win total. We have 7 wins without even knowing it was at 7.5. And now week 18, they're traveling to New York to play the Giants. Will this game matter? Will people be on the floor, on the field? Who will be starting? Who won't be starting? The Giants will be already out of playoff contention. Will this game really matter for the Dallas Cowboys? For more, who will have the victory, the moral victory? This might be a game just since it's in division. People are out here just trying to fight for jobs, play for positions. We'll probably see Jackson Dart. Who knows at this point?
Yeah, and what's funny is if you take over 7.5, it's like minus 145, which will probably be the exact odds on what that game is. So you could just wait until week 18, bet whoever you think's going to win that game instead of taking the win total.
I feel like the Giants are always a very sketchy team to play week 18. You know why? Because a franchise like the Giants love to win games that they really shouldn't based off of draft order. So with that being said, this could be a loss, but we're going to give them a win. And the Dallas Cowboys finish with 8 wins, saying that their team win total is going to go over. But Luke, I mean, you're telling me we could get plus money at under 7.5 wins for the Cowboys?
I think so. I'm staying away from this, dude. I got no part of it.
I might have to touch it. You know why? Because we gave the Dallas Cowboys an 8-9 record, and that's wins against the Kansas City Chiefs, the Minnesota Vikings. They have to play the Commanders twice, which we split. We gave them a split against the Philadelphia Eagles. These are not easy games. This is not an easy schedule. 8 wins seems like a very tall task to be minus. 8 wins seems like a very tall task to be minus 145.
All right, we'll do a little gentleman's bet. I'll take the over. You take the under.
Sounds good to me. Fellas, that there does a show. MLB Parlay, Nerfies, Cowboys team win total. As always, really, really big football season ahead. We are going to be buzzing. We'll see you on the other side.